Cancelled.
Schweezy.
So it's no surprise if you know me, I'm a lover of the 2000s era rom-coms, raunchy rom-coms with the pop-punk soundtrack not all of them have the pop-punk soundtrack, but when they do, they're 10 times better movies. I'm going to be honest with you. Today I want to talk about a movie that's been on my mind a lot lately because I've had Scotty Doesn't Know stuck in my head, which the story behind that, we'll get into that in a little bit, but the reason why the story why it's been stuck in my head is because my friend Josh Casey, author of Tracking Desire, A Journey After Swallowtail Kites, I don't know, he probably annoyed me. He said something to me that annoyed me. And then, so I started singing, Josh doesn't know, Josh doesn't know. And then I started off, Josh doesn't know, that is mom and me, do it in my van every Sunday. That was in my head, so I thought it was a good day to talk about EuroTrip, one of the best raunchy teen rom-coms to ever exist in our world. And it's on the internet somewhere for you to watch. I can't remember where I watched it. But, yeah, so...
Because the brownie!
All right, let's talk about this movie. Let's see what happens in this movie, I guess, is what you guys want to know. So we're in the town of Hudson, Ohio, we meet Scott or Scotty, and the beginning of the movie, he is dumped by his girlfriend, Fiona. And Fiona is played by Lana Lang, Kristen Couric, or she played Lana Lang in Smallville. So I might just call her that. And so the graduation ends, and then she just breaks up with him, and he isn't like crying or anything. It's like, I'm dumping you. Bye. And he's like, oh man, she broke up with me. That sucks. And then immediately after, they go to like a graduation party, I think, and they're all drinking, which like, who's buying kegs for, I know like some kids are getting someone to buy them like one bottle maybe of something, or they may be able to obtain some. I'm like, I don't know who's buying like keg, like for like big parties like that. Like I just know about event planning. I'm like, you need a lot for that. I'm like, how are kids getting this much? That's why it's a movie. It's made up. And so then a band, and then the most like the thing about these movies is like they're not that good, but they have iconic moments, And before memes, we used to just quote movies all the time, and so the band starts playing the song called Scotty Doesn't Know. So the band Lustra, I guess they were asked to write a song for this movie, and I guess they're like, so here's the joke that we want. And then they're like, okay, and then they started with Scotty Doesn't Know, Scotty Doesn't Know, and it's a song about a guy named Scott, or Scotty, who doesn't know that the singer of the song is banging his girlfriend, and he doesn't know anything about it, and they're like making it so obvious, and he's just so clueless about not knowing. And yeah, I mean, that's the song. So just that song itself in the movie would be hilarious. But I guess the story was either Matt Damon was friends with the director or the band. I want to say one of those two. And what he did was, like, I guess, like, he was in the right place at the right time type of thing. And so they did a couple takes of, like, the scene with Matt Damon, and they're, like, improv it, be funny and stuff like that. And then they just, like, filmed the scene. And so Matt Damon is lip singing over the original singer's voice, but the actual band is in the movie as well. And it's just the song Scotty Doesn't Know is just a wild song. And it's a wild predicament that this movie is set up. So, like, this girl, you're a singer of a rock band, and you've been seeing this girl who's dating this other guy. And you just obviously know she's cheating on him with you, and I guess she's not putting out for him or whatever. And so you write a song about it, like you write about what you know. That's why Gorilla Grip out now wherever you stream music. And so he wrote a song about doing Scotty's girlfriend all the time in front, like, in him not noticing that she's cheating. Like that. And he's like, I know. And then Scotty shows up at the party, and you're like, I know, we got to play this song, right in front of him. Like, I don't know. Like, the actor who played Scotty, like, he seemed like a nice guy. Didn't seem like a violent guy, but like, I'm like the singer band. I'm like, this is about this dude's girlfriend. And like, I play a song about doing his girlfriend. Like, I'd probably get the shit beaten out of me. It's just wild that how it went the way it went. Like, Scotty didn't cause a whole scene or whatever, it's just a crazy thing. So then, out of nowhere, that was just like a short film in itself. And then we move on to the main plot of this movie, is that Scotty has been chatting with this girl on like the internet. They're like pen pals or whatever. Yeah, they're writing real letters to each other. And he always liked it. And he thought the person he was chatting with, her name was Meek. Scotty, in all his brain cells, who just graduated high school, by the way, he thought Mike was a guy, and I guess the photos they sent, like, he thought, like, there was, like, one photo sent, and it was, like, a girl and a guy, and he thought the dorky guy was Mike, when in reality she said that was her cousin, and that she was in the photo with her. She should have just sent a photo of herself, to be honest with you. And so he just thought Mike was like her cousin, some dorky guy, and they, for some reason, over like this email exchange or whatever, like they kind of had feelings for each other. But like Mike was like, not Mike, Scotty was like, I'm not into dudes, and I love Fiona or whatever. And then he's like sent her a mean thing, and like she blocked his email. And then his little brother was like, okay, that's Meek. That's a common girl's name. And he's like, what? Wait, so Meek was the girl? It's like, I think she's the love of my life. And so him and his best friend Cooper at that point decided, like, I got to go to Europe and can profess my love to her, because apparently she likes him back, I guess. We're just assuming she likes him back. That's all we're assuming. No crazy twist in this movie, folks. I'm sorry to tell you. So, yeah, Cooper and Scotty decided to go to Europe to apologize in person and be romantic to Meek, who now Scotty realizes is the love of his life. After thinking very shortly before thinking Fiona was the love of his life and they were going to get back together. So first they were like, let's go to a local pub. And they go into like a private club for Manchester United football fans. They're like, let's go along with it. And then they make up a song, and they're like, the Manchester United, they're the best. And then like there's like a clearly made up song, and then the guys there are like, that was pretty good. And they just party all night. They're like, and then they get on their bus, they go somewhere else in Europe, because they could only get to London, but the thing is about Europe is you can get somewhere else pretty quickly. If you're smart about it, you can go if you have to take like a train, I guess that's what you do. Then they meet up with Jenny and Jamie, like two twins. Now, Jenny is the hot one, and then Jamie's like a nerd or whatever. And so they're traveling Europe over the summer, and they decided to meet up and take on this adventure together with them to find Meek. And the group travels to Amsterdam. Jamie, he's like a nerd the whole movie, and then he gets blown in, like, and robbed in an alley because this lady at a camera shop sucks him off, or because he has a nice camera. It's like so funny. He's like, it's just the whole demeanor changes. He's like Tiger Woods after a win. It's stuff like that. Like, oh man, I understand that. And then but they end up in like Bratislava, which I'm assuming is a made-up country, and they're like, oh man, we only have like $1.70 something, or like something like that with them. I don't know how we're gonna make it the rest across Europe. And then they're like, oh, the exchange rates, because this country fucking sucks. And they're like, it's like, oh, we can really go like spend 10 grand and like on an American night, to party really hard. Like, you could do that for less than $1 in another country. He like tips a guy with a nickel, and he's like, I'm gonna build my own hotel. I was like, I don't think exchange rates work like that. I'm just laughing at the joke, but like that'd be wild. I could just go to like just some poor country and be like with like $30 and be like, I'm set for a couple of years here. Whatever. Yeah. And so after that, oh yeah, they drink absinthe too, and that was funny. The next day, with all their money they still have, like a Slovak man drives them to Berlin. And I think Berlin gets them to Berlin, which is wrong. And then they have to get to Rome because she's on a little tour thing with the Vatican. Oh, no, she's from Berlin, and they meet her family or whatever, and they're like, oh, Meek is in Rome right now because she was going to see you for this. I don't know what accent I'm doing. She's going to see you for the summer, but since you said no and you played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
She's in Rome, and then she's going to leave and not come back. Some dumb fucking shit. And like, oh, no, we got to go to Rome. And then they go to the Vatican City, and they fuck a bunch of shit up. Like, they put on the Vatican, they ring, like, the bell, which signals the Pope died, and then, like, he puts on the hat or whatever as a joke, and then they are roughing around, and then, like, the fire that says a new Pope has been picked has come out, and then he walks out, too, and everyone thinks he's the new Pope. Like, that's so dumb. And then he eventually tells Meek he loves her, and, happy ending, you think, and stuff like that, and so... Yeah, and so no one cares about the whole Pope shit. Somehow that he just it was for love, so we don't care. And that's pretty much the movie. Oh yeah, he goes off to college and he thinks Meek's going somewhere else, and then he finds out his new roommate's Meek because they thought Meek was Mike too, and so the story comes full circle. So he gets a hot lady as his roommate that he is in love with, and he is 18 years old. That is horny, man. That room is just filled with fluids. That room's just filled to the brim with fluids. Like if you slip and fall, you gotta take one of those showers they make you take when you get chemicals on something. You gotta take one of those types of showers. Yeah. But anyways, though, that was a EuroTrip, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Crazy movie. Is it good? No, but sometimes it's not about a movie being good. I think I said this, man. I don't know what episode I said this. I may say this where everyone's expecting every movie to be just like the best thing they ever saw. I'm like, why can't we just sit back and enjoy a movie and just like, it's probably not going to be that good, but let's enjoy the ride. It's like, I don't know who's sitting there just like, I hate this. Like, if you watch a movie like that, you're going to have a bad time. So, yeah, I enjoy this. I watched others recently. I was like, Road Trip. That movie was pretty good. Watched that. Sex Drive. That was good. Fall Out Boys and Sex. I love it when a band's in the movie. Like, that. And especially, like, a band that becomes iconic and they're in that movie. I'm like, Fall Out Boy is so big now, and like back then, like a lot of people liked them, and they're like popular and on the radio, but like, like they haven't been around for that long. So like, now they've been around for a while. Like, and looking back, I'm like, they got it right the first time. They could have been just like just actors being pretend musicians, but they got a real band, and it paid off. And I think that really is helping a lot of these movies. Looking back at all these movies, and you're like, oh yeah, Fall Out Boy's in that movie. Let's watch that, So yeah, no, those are weird movie rants. Everyone, when you watch a movie, don't expect every movie you ever watch ever to be the greatest movie ever. Like when you watch Marvel movies, don't expect, when Avengers Secret Wars and Avenger Kang Dynasty, if it's still going to be called that, come out, and like it doesn't have a lot of hype and it isn't like the best thing. Like those are the movies like that you want to be the best thing ever, but don't expect like every movie in between, that are just one character to be the best thing ever. They're building a universe. It has to be that way. And
let's go full throttle.
Tell me, I would love another raunchy teen comedy to watch because I love watching that shit, and I haven't forgotten about American Pie yet to rewatch it, so please also tell me what you want me to watch too. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching this clip.